I was born in Iran. I feel very strongly about what's happening right now. I'm very emotional about it. But Persians, we're an emotional bunch. That whole Mediterranean, very emotional, hot-blooded people. Italians, Greeks, all of them. We're all very Italians. Arabs can't do math. Don't get me started on Italians. Or Greeks, gay Arabs. But no, Persians, we're the good ones. We're the best. In all honesty, I am very sad about what's going on. I'm very emotional about it. I did my best to wake up early, get all my crying out of the way. I refuse to be emotional in front of a bunch of godless liberals. I won't do it. I have too much vanity and too much pride. I don't need one of you pulling out some locally sourced tissues out of your NPR tote bag to offer me. I don't need one of you trying to hand me a crystal that you charged on your Logan Square patio on the last crescent moon. And I swear to God, if one of you tries to tell me I'm emotional right now because Mercury's in retrograde, I will call an Uber, not for a ride, so that I can tell them what happened, and then 2 immigrants can beat you up. That's what's gonna happen. So don't mess with me. I don't want your sympathy. I want you to lend me your ears. Lend me your gay, gauged ears, all right? And don't get offended. Making fun of you is really helping me right now, so you're gonna have to... Unfortunately, I can't really help you understand what's going on. I'm not equipped for that, all right? That's not my department. I can't walk you through the complex geopolitical nuances of a war with Iran. I really can't. I write jokes about lizards and giving spiders a small amount of cocaine. That's what I do. If you've seen my stand-up, you will know what I'm talking about. Because that's what I really want to talk about. I want to talk about the fact that lizards look like they should be wet, but they're dry. And that stresses me out. What else are they hiding from us? I don't want to talk about what's going on. I'd rather tell you guys what's going on with me. Because today, it's not great for me, all right? And my options, wow, you guys laughed at that? That's pretty fucked up. Because today is not great for me. And my options were to either cancel or power through. So we're going to power through. And for once in my comedy career, I'm going to do something selfish, all right? I swear to God. I'm going to use this as a therapeutic moment to tell you what's going on in my head. This is actually something I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to be vulnerable on stage. Comedy's a little different than some of the other stuff they're going to do tonight. Not sure y'all watch the news, but this shit happens all the time. Maybe it doesn't escalate to this magnitude, but tensions are frequently high in the Persian Gulf. It's like if both your parents were professional wrestlers and they were getting divorced, okay? It's dramatic and it could escalate to violence at any moment. You turn around, someone's getting blasted with a folding chair. So this is also a difficult thing for, and I understand that this is a difficult thing for a lot of you to understand, because I'm not talking about tangible events, all right, that cause this to happen. I can't do that. I'm talking about the emotions that come with dealing with something like this. For example, you, sir, you've never had to wake up to the news that Nebraska is being bombed by Israel, right? Or Ohio, or whatever you're from, right? What does Israel want with Ohio? Are they trying to colonize pop punk? I don't know. I don't know what they're up to. First, let me tell you something you probably don't know about, or you probably already know about me if you see my stand-up. I love talking about being Persian. It is one of my favorite things in the world to do. I told a toll booth operator like 2 weeks ago on the Indiana Skyway I was Persian because she complimented my hair. She doesn't even know what Persia is. She doesn't care. She doesn't have to know what Persia is. She works in a toll booth. She's trapped in a little glass case full of her own farts. She's a Mad Hatter being poisoned by White Castle fumes instead of mercury. One time, I counted how many times I talked about being Persian in a day. 75 times. 75. That's 6.25 times an hour, all right? That's obnoxious. But I don't care because it fills me with joy. That's the give and take. I've come to realize if your origins are fun, it comes with some caveats. You're going to have to deal with some unwanted stress, right? It's kind of like dating a stripper from Daytona Beach, Florida. Yeah, it's a lot of fun, but she may break out your windows in your car, right? It's true for any fun countries. Mexicans, wonderful people, fun, proud of their music, their culture, their food. They've had a rough couple months, right? One of my best friends is Syrian. Same thing. Proudly wears his culture on his sleeve, always in the news for something heavy, right? Being from one of the fun countries is like that. My theory is this. If there's merchandise for your country on Amazon, Israel might drop a bomb on you. That's just how it works. Go on Amazon right now. You're going to find plenty of shirts that are like proudly Venezuelan. They've had it rough. There's no shirts that are like, proudly from Finland. Doesn't happen. There's no Finnish merch. There's no Finland merch that's like, love my flat ass. Doesn't exist. There's a million Persian princess t-shirts on Amazon. That's the give and take. That's what's hard for me in situations like this, is I have to stop doing that. I won't be myself for a few weeks until the stress starts to feel mundane. I'm used to that a lot. And I use that word a lot, stress. I associate stress with something out of my control. Everything else I can fix. I can't fix this. I'm not equipped. I'm not qualified. It's like sending one of your polycules to fight in a war. It's not gonna work. No matter how hot and alt they are, no matter how much denim and tattoos they have, they're gonna get shot, all right? I don't want to do that. I would rather butt chug a bottle of Malort in a porta potty and then perform for a bachelorette party in Nashville than talk about what I have going on in Iran, all right? And this is fully unrealistic. I understand that. But I feel that's what's expected of me, is to come up here and give you guys some prophetic, nuanced geopolitical insight on what's going on. I don't want that. I want to talk about silly shit. Like how you can just buy a big spider. You know you can do that? You can just go buy a big spider right now. You can make decisions on your big spider purchase. You can support a local mom and pop spider shop. That's a beautiful thing. I want to talk about shit like this. You can just bring a tarantula home with you and give it a small amount of cocaine. There's no governing body telling you can't do that. That's the expectation I feel that's on me, even though that's probably not true. It's a difficult thing for me to talk about being Persian for a little while, and that breaks my heart. That average of 6.25 times an hour will probably drop down to like 1 or 2 for a little while, all right? And I understand how selfish that is, when realistically, people are gonna die, all right? And that's another problem. I don't have a nuanced opinion. I can't make a path for us to wade through the gray area to find clarity. I just don't want Persians to die. That's my political opinion. I'm angry at the Iranian regime for what it's done to its people, absolutely. That doesn't mean I want a war. And if you guys are wondering how hard it is to pick a side in this situation, let me paint it for you. Let's say I decided to say I'm pro the Islamic regime falling apart. That essentially means I'm pro-Israel and pro-Trump. Now let's also say I don't want a war in Iran. That makes it seem like I'm pro-Ayatollah. I can't win. There's literally no position I can take. Which is why you're all looking at me, because that's what you guys want from me. You guys want me to give you some little tidbit you can take to work on Monday that you can regurgitate, and I understand that. I get that. That's another expectation that I think is on me, even though that's not true. And it's gonna be hard when I tell you for me to say I'm Persian, because here's what happens. This is a very real thing that's gonna happen for me for a couple weeks. I'm gonna meet someone, I'm gonna go, hello, my name is Sorab. And they're gonna go, oh, that's an interesting name. Where are you from? And I'm gonna go, I'm from Iran. And their first question is, what do you think about what's going on over there? I have a press conference I have to do immediately after telling people what my name is. I don't have an answer for you. I'm stressed. I'm stressed the fuck out. I haven't slept. I've been popping Xanax like Altoids. I'm short with my friends. That's another real one. I constantly have to text people and apologize and be like, hey, I'm sorry for what I said to you. Israel's bombing my hometown. All right? That is a real text I have to send on a weekly basis. I don't want to talk about this. I just want to buy, you know what I want to do? I want to go to a pet store. I want to buy a bunch of lizards. I want to buy 6 to 10 lizards, put them in a suitcase, and take them to a Chase bank and release the lizards. Welcome to Chase. You're getting chased by lizards. What compounds this problem even more is, as a Persian who's been living here for so long, I constantly feel like I'm losing my identity. I'm starting to forget my language. I don't really have any Persian friends. I don't have a big family. And now I'm being put in a position where I'm expected to share a piece of myself with someone, not because they want it, but because what I am is on the news. It's always old white guys too. I swear to God. I don't know why. Usually brown folks will let it go because they understand it's a touchy subject. I'm not trying to come at you guys. I'm just saying it's always old white guys that want a press conference. The last time this happened, I was bartending, and one of our busboys, he's from El Salvador, he just kind of looked at the TV because I was glued to it because there was all that shit going on a couple months ago. He came over, he gave me a hug. That's all he wanted. That's all I needed. That's all I wanted because he understands what it's like because he's probably seen his own country on the news. All right, hold on. And then 10 minutes later, not 10 minutes later, I got some chud at my bar interviewing me about what's going on in Iran, like he's the only white guy working for Al Jazeera. And I don't take it personally. I don't take it personally. I know how you guys are. Old white guys just want to make non-white friends. They collect us like Pokemon. It's kind of cute. They use us in conversation to look more worldly. Oh, you're from Iran? My neighbor's from Pakistan. Cool. Excellent. What am I supposed to do with that information? All the Fox News you watch, you would figure they wouldn't want me in cahoots with another brown guy. If I meet your neighbor from Pakistan, we're gonna plot against you. It's not gonna work out how you think. What I've realized is I'm guilty of this too. I am also pretty interested in white problems, all right? I saw on the news a couple days ago that people are abandoning Labradoodles at an alarming rate. I would bring this up with every white woman I met. They would start crying like I would in this situation and be like, don't buy a dog you can't handle, right? Okay, white women, if you're trying to figure out how sad I am, I want you to imagine if Israel kidnapped every Labradoodle in America. Also, what the hell kind of war is this, right? Why do they have to team up with Israel? Team up with any other country. This is who you pick the Harkonnens of the world geopolitical system. You couldn't liberate the Iranian people with a cute country like Bush. Bush did it with like Australia, with kangaroos and Vegemite and the guy with the knife. Don't do it with Israel. Do it with Poland or South Korea. Now that's a fun war. That's South Korea and Iran. That's like an old school war where like two people see each other and they think they're from like another planet. That's fun. All right, making fun of you guys has cheered me up. This has been very nice. I missed a page, but you'll get over it. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.